What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. This game is so scripted. It is the most scripted sports game I've ever seen in my life. Movies are less scripted than this. I'm going to let you watch the entire sequence here, and then we're going to go back and talk about a couple special things that happen on this play.
Some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact.
And that gets hit and the ball is free. And this is picked up by the defense. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing...
All right, so I feel like as gamers, we've all been here, and there's a lot to dissect here. But the first thing I want to start off with is the actual play. And I want you to really understand, and I'm going to go back and break down in as much detail as I can what's happening here. So I like the blocking here, number one. Everybody holds. I can run through the gap. Marlon Mack gets an open field. T.Y. Hilton lets go of the block, goes out. I assume second level to block the safety. Now understand what's happening right now. Marlon Mack, look at his helmet. Marlon Mack is looking upfield, and this defensive back has his back turned. Now what's going to happen next, I have no control over. For some reason, Marlon Mack looks backwards. Okay, so now he's looking at this player that was insignificant just a moment ago. And he is going to change the hand that's holding the ball. So essentially puts the ball from the right hand to the left hand. Now, why is this so important? Well, I can't go into this tackle animation to have the ball knocked out if it was in my opposite hand. So you have to understand critically what the game is doing here. The game is actually creating a scenario that the user has no control over, to make sure that this player gets a fumble animation. And the only way that it could do it would be to steer my player back. Now, you can't go challenge this, and that becomes a big part of the discussion we're going to have. And granted, I know we've all done this. Well, maybe I didn't let the game go long enough. Maybe the defense didn't go. Maybe the play didn't break. Whatever the situation, where you continue to go back. But then it happens. It's a booth review. Now, the important thing to understand here is there's no referees on the field in this game. So this is all just the game playing out sequences. Now, you have to sit and think about what's actually happening. The game will not let me challenge a play because it knows it's going to do a booth review. So essentially, the game has scripted a segment where it knows it made a mistake to generate suspense for the user, where faux referees are going to review a call that you as a user can't challenge. The only way that it could get to that actual outcome is for the ball to be fumbled. The only way that ball was going to be fumbled was with the animation of Marlon Mack having the ball in his left hand. That is scripted. That is literally a definition of scripting something from start to finish. All the game has to do at that point is put the pieces of the puzzle together. The question I have is, when does that scripting actually start? Does it start before the play? Meaning, when I went to the line of scrimmage, did the game automatically know this play was going to have a fumble that isn't going to be challenged because it's going to be reviewed by the faux booth? Or did it know when Marlon Mack was running, we need to create a fumble animation because this is going to go to faux review? Now, the bigger element of this isn't so much that all video games script sequences. All video games find ways to create suspense and drama for their user. I wish they would improve this for the user where when you go out to do a booth review, it doesn't actually say you can't challenge this play, but instead tell you this play is subject to booth review. That way, as users, we don't feel as if, oh no, the game is gonna do something here. The game is gonna cheat me here. That wasn't a fumble. The game knows that wasn't a fumble. The real problem I have with these animations and this game scripting is that when you're not playing the computer, the game seemingly can't turn this off. Like, this is coded into your product. So when you talk to me about competitive Madden, where players go out to tournaments, how much of this scripting impacts those games? When you talk about Madden Ultimate Team, where somebody's paying for players to create fumbles because they're a big hitter, or someone's paying for players not to have the ball fumbled because they're a possession receiver. How much do these scripted sequences play into those scenarios? In competitive Madden, how dependent is the gameplay on these scripted sequences playing out to make other aspects of the game feel like they're more competitive or more suspenseful, or a game is closer than maybe it should be because the game is trying to build a story? And I think that's ultimately what I can respect EA is trying to do. They're trying to build a story of a football game within what we're playing. The problem with that, though, is nothing happens organically. In real life, everything is dynamic. Everything is organic. But in the video game, everything has to be coded. So you lose that. So the fact that they're willfully going out and having scenarios where they know a player that you're user controlling can just magically look the other way, have a player whose back is to him turn around, and have the hand at which the ball is being held change for no reason just to generate a fumble. So as a user, I can sit here and go through this dramatic sequence of did he really fumble, seems really, really pointless in the whole scheme of the game. Because that's not me playing the game. That's me watching the game. I don't buy Madden to watch it. I buy Madden to try to play it. But these things always get in the way. And they probably get in the way for just about every gamer that plays it. You just don't know until you go back and look. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. I will be back in the week with more commentary.